Happy Tuesday night, everybody. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your night to join Cammie and I. I am Tracey Flintoff, and this is Cammie Bretko, my partner in crime here, helping to share what has really changed our life. And we're going to be tag teaming this tonight, but I'll tell you just a little bit about my story. These patches found me in my worst time of need. I went through a menopause absolute nightmare, and I thought I had Alzheimer's. I lost my brain. I've heard of brain fog, but I'm telling you, I was living in cottage cheese brain. It was so bad, and it was very embarrassing, and it really forced me to retire out of my career of 25 years being the marketing manager for our state fair here in Washington. So we're south of Seattle. If you don't know where we're located, sometimes we have people from all over the country, but luckily, these came along when they did, and very quickly, I got my brain back. And kind of ironically, the girls at work figured it out almost before I did, because they started telling me, wow, you're different. You're talking normal again. You're speaking in full sentences, and you know our names. And I was like, gee, yeah, you're right. I think I do. And so we're going to share with you what's really been life-changing for us. So I'm going to go in and share my screen. There we go. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the power of the patch. And it is something that's activated by your own light. Your body heat actually activates it. But it's pretty remarkable in helping us look and feel much younger again. It is a fantastic thing. But it's a smart new technology. And you've probably all heard about anti-aging. There's a lot out there in the media and in marketing about anti-aging, and that would be stopping your age where you are today biologically. This is actually going one step further, and this is reversing your age, which is pretty life-changing. And it is allowing your body to do what it was designed to do, and that is to self-regulate and repair itself. So our bodies are pretty remarkable vehicles, and they are pretty darn smart. We just need to give them the right tools. But a statistic, about 2/3 of our planet will die from an avoidable disease. And when I heard that, I just thought that is a crying shame, and how sad in this day and age. How can that be possible? But we're going to talk about something tonight that helps you avoid being one of those statistics and helps you turn back the hands of time. So we do want to give you a disclaimer. Cammie and I, surprise, surprise, are not doctors. And what we're talking about tonight is a holistic wellness product in the FDA classification. This is not a medical device. If this were a medical device, we wouldn't be able to share this with you tonight. It would be something a pharmaceutical rep would call on your doctor, and you would be paying probably thousands of dollars a month to get this, and only wealthy people would have access to this level of health regeneration, rejuvenation. And in a minute, we're going to talk about the founder of this company, but he is all about purpose over profit. He keeps this very accessible, very affordable, and he takes great pride in that. But we are not medical professionals. We are not here to diagnose, treat, make any promises of, anything. We are just here to share information. We're going to share other people's experiences, and hopefully a few of those folks will share as well their own testimony when we get to that time. And you always want to consult with your own doctor. But light is really a big thing these days. You probably all heard of red light therapy, blue light therapy, infrared saunas. These patches essentially are doing what those do, but in a much more simplistic way, the way the body was designed to allow it to regulate itself. We don't need cords and electrical things and timers and limited use time. The body regulates itself. So a universal reality, the X39 patch works very much like the sun. So when we go out in that sunshine and we're having a bad, gloomy day, we end up feeling warm and happy and good because that sun is very powerful healing modality. And the sun tells our body to create vitamin D. So it hits our skin, turns on those photoreceptors, very, very much like what our patches are doing. And light works very fast in our body. I mean, think of how quick does that light bulb turn on when you flip a switch? It's instantaneous. It starts the same way in our body. It's pretty instantaneous. You may not feel it, you may not recognize it, but it goes to work immediately. But what we're talking about tonight is X39, a patented, globally held patent form of wearable light technology. And the nice thing about this is it is non-transdermal, which means nothing is going into the bloodstream or into the skin. You're probably familiar with a nicotine patch, an estrogen patch, a vitamin patch. All of those are putting things into the bloodstream. This is not. That is the beautiful thing. There's no drugs, there's no chemicals, no stimulants. Light is simply communicating with cells to make change in the body. There is no dosing on this. You don't have to worry about, anything. The body manages itself. And the beautiful thing is if you are on medications, you want to stay on those medications because there are no side effects. But what you will do is you want to work closely with your doctor, because for me, at 4.5 months of wearing these, my thyroid regenerated itself. I had no idea that was a possibility. And it was my medical doctor who told me, because I went to him saying, I don't think these patches are working for me anymore. My hot flashes had returned. My brain fog came back. I wasn't sleeping again. My anxiety came back. And I told him, those patches, they're just not working like they did. And he looked at me and laughed and he said, oh, no, no, no. Those patches know what they are doing. I think your thyroid has regenerated itself and you're over medicated on your levothyroxine. Lo and behold, we did some blood work and he confirmed, yep, I didn't need levothyroxine anymore. That was 1.5 years ago. And we weaned me off of that very quickly. Pretty great. But this is our inventor and CEO, David Schmidt, the most amazing man. And he is the one that holds the global patent. He's the CEO of this company, and I love this man, and I would vote for him for the president of the universe. He's that kind of great, humble, just genius guy. But he has developed, he's about 90 patents out there, and he's done a lot of clinical trials all around the world, and a lot of them are peer reviewed. They are not done internally by the company, which is kind of a unique thing. But this is just showing you on that X39 highlighted here, produces beneficial effects to the human body and activating those repair cells, and a copper peptide, which we're going to talk about, GHK copper peptide. And okay, so we're going to talk about how do we wear this patch? And we did talk about that this is patented cellular activation technology, and it is raising a copper peptide in your body. Peptides are very reparative, restorative, and we have a lot of them in abundance when we're young, especially when we're babies. We'll talk about that in a minute. Body heat activated. It is reflecting your own low-level infrared light back into your body. And you might say, light? I didn't know we have light, but we can't see it to the naked eye. But if you look at night vision goggles, you watch a crime drama show on TV, you'll see somebody out in the forest with a heat signature around them. It could be an animal or a person. We all have that. And that is the light that these are reflecting. They are safe, no drug, chemical. You're wearing them 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and you are repeating that process daily. And you do have to drink a lot of water with these. Water is really critically important when you are creating a new cell. Cells are 70 to 80% water, but you're also flushing out a lot of toxins, which takes that water. Can't stress that enough. So when that GHK copper peptide is elevated, it becomes the holy grail of repair. So we're going to talk about what GHK does for skin and hair. It is responsible for tightening loose skin, thickening older skin, reducing the fine lines, the wrinkles, the crepey skin. It helps fade our age spots, sunspots. It protects skin and cells from UV radiation. It helps increase hair growth and thickness. And I have to tell you, Eric, my husband, and I, we were really skeptical when these came into our life because his best friend who sells garage doors shared them with us. And we thought, what does he know about, health and regeneration? He sells garage doors. When my hairstylist questioned me what I had going on the top of my head, I should say, and I thought maybe she was suggesting I had dandruff or something. And I asked, what are you seeing? And she says, well, I'm seeing the most amazing amount of new hair starts throughout your whole head. Like I have never seen in 30 years of doing hair. What are you doing? And I said, wow, you see that little patch on my neck? They told me it could regenerate the collagen in the hair and eyebrows, eyelashes. I had no idea how amazing collagen regeneration is because it also helped improve my eyesight. That is that thickness of that nice eyeball. And we lose a lot of that when we age and things decline. And this helps turn that around. It also helps accelerate wound healing. We're going to show you a little bit of that here in just a minute. But it also helps with lung protection, and it is helping with lung damage, restoring lung functionality. It really helps with brain and nerves, alters the expression of human genes, and very, very important in neuronal function. It also induces anti-stress, anti-anger. It just helps provide a calm feeling. And it induces anti-discomfort activity. So it's helping with pain relief. It also is helping with regeneration in the spinal cord area. We'll show you that in a minute too. But what is really remarkable is what it does for anti-fast growing cells. And sadly, we can't say that C word, but I think you all know what we're talking about here. The FDA has regulations and things that we can and can't say, so we have to remain compliant. But this has been proven to be very, very helpful in those fast growing colon cells. It helps with something called apoptosis, which is programmed cell death for those aging zombie cells that we don't want in our body. It helps to shuffle them out and deter their longevity. It helps inhibit the growth of fast-growing cells, repairing the damaged cells. But what I love most is this resetting of 84 genes to inhibit fast-growing cells. Because when we are talking about resetting genes, we are resetting them to a much younger biological age and stage. That is pretty life-changing. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. It also has the ability to be an antioxidant, very, very powerful, helping with SOD increasing. That is superoxide. Yes, superoxide dismutase. Thank you, Cammie. That's a mouthful for me. But it also helps suppress the molecule that is believed to be the primary cause of aging. That right there is a really huge thing and a future product that David is working on right now. It completely blocks oxidation too. Oxidation, there we go. So let's talk about stem cells here for a minute, because, if you don't know what they are, and it's surprising to me how many people don't know, but I'll be honest, I knew what they were in a way, but I had no idea how important they were. But when an egg and a sperm meet, that creates that stem cell. That's the blueprint of our body. So when that baby is in the mama's womb and growing, the head, the tissues, the lungs, the heart, the eyes, the ears, the hair color, all of this is generated from stem cells. And when a baby is born, the stem cells are out of production mode. They go into what they call down regulation. So that's stopping that baby from growing, the second head or, an extra arm. That is Mother Nature's design. But they continue that body to stay in repair and regeneration mode until about age 30 to 35. Because, when a kiddo falls off their trike or off a swing and they get bruises and bumps and scrapes, they repair very, very quickly. But once we get over that age of 35, we really don't repair as quickly as we used to. But those, the GHK is helping to bring back those it reactivates our own stem cells, and it helps our body to work like when it was younger. So it has the ability to repair, to regenerate, and also to prevent. And this is just a little graphic to help you see when we're a newborn, we are just full of stem cells, and they have that baby soft skin and they smell so fresh and wonderful. That is the responsibility of stem cells. But as we age, we start to really lose them. By age 60, we are down to about 10% or less of our stem cells. And the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. So the beautiful thing is we can turn that around. And this is a really good example here. Marcy is a very dear friend of Cammie's and mine. This shows you in 2019, she had gone through around 3 different types of fast growing cells. She was stage 3, and she was really waiting to check out of this world. She thought there was no hope. They gave her no hope, but lucky for her, somebody gave her some of these, and she begins repairing. So you can see the difference in just 1 year. And in 3 years, look at her. She's reclaimed the quality of her life. She is so grateful for this, and she is a pay it forward kind of lady. She started sharing this with a bunch of ladies at church. And she said, you know, I have to share this with the world. The world needs to know about this, because if I don't share it, who will? But I want to share with you what happened when her naturopath gifted her with 10 X39 in September of 2019. First couple days, the chemotherapy taste, the metals literally were detoxing out of her mouth. She had that very metallic, icky taste. They also started breaking out on her back. But about day 5, her skin on her hands started becoming very soft. On day 10, emotionally, she regained the will, the drive, the fight to live again. And she really couldn't believe the shift in her mental state that gave her the, you know, the will to want to continue on and know that she could beat that and fight it. And she certainly has. But her journey, she's now about 2.5 years in full remission. One of those fast growing cells is of the skin, which never goes into remission according to her doctor, but she's defying the odds because she's in full remission with all 3 of those. But this is our favorite part of the night. We love it when people take time to share their story. And I believe, Cammie, do you have?
We had a guest, and she just got off a 3-hour Zoom call, so she wasn't able to join us. So
She's not able to share.
Yeah.
Okay. Sue, would you be open to unmuting yourself and maybe just giving everybody a quick testimonial of a few of the amazing things that you have experienced with these amazing patches?
Sure. I don't think I'm muted. Am I muted?
No, you're not muted. No, usually people are not. That's my normal
I just say,
spiel.
okay, these stripes are looking funny because I'm sitting back on the couch.
You're beautiful, lady. You're great.
I had that COVID. When I had COVID, I had the long-term COVID where it affected me for several years, and or at least a year. And then I should really tell my daughter's story. Can I tell her story? I can't hear you.
Certainly. Yes, please. Feel free.
My daughter's name is Joy, and 7.5 years ago, she had a concussion where she hit the back of her head, and she couldn't drive. She couldn't look at a computer. She couldn't look at a phone until they got a special phone. She couldn't handle loud noises or light. She had to wear sunglasses. She couldn't look at a TV set. All of that was just didn't work for her. She got worn out really easily, did a lot of sleeping. We went to visit her. I live in Pendleton, Oregon, and we went to visit her in the Dalles where she lived, and she had all the drapes closed, no lights on. It was very difficult to sit in a real dark room and talk with her and try to find out what was going on. But she got in touch with several doctors in Portland, Oregon, and she ended up going to the brain center for 6 months, every week for about 3 days. And anyway, to tell, that's a long story. I'll tell it shorter now. So at some point we moved her to Olympia and she became friends with Tracey, who was already my friend. She's my friend first. Anyway, and she became her friend and Tracey started helping her in different ways. And at one point she said, she told Joy about the patches and Joy's like, no, for about 3 months. And she had an opportunity to go to a new brain center in Seattle and Tracey took her there. And the doctor said, I don't know if there's much I can do for you. Everything looks about the same that it did when you left the brain center in Portland. So when Tracey brought her home and she said, okay, I'm ready for you to put the patches on. And she put a patch on her neck. And I didn't know this until just a couple months ago when I heard Tracey tell part of the story, but she started feeling this like zing or electricity on her neck. And 10 days later, she was able to drive a car. A month later, she bought a car. She is, I mean, that was 2 years ago, right, Tracey?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And
Yeah.
she's been in Hawaii helping people that went through the fire, or I guess escaped the fire actually, but their homes and their jobs and their everything is gone. And so she's been there since November and she's healed. I mean, the patches have done it all for her. Now, I remembered something in that about me. Oh, yeah. I was wearing the patches for, I'm thinking of almost a year. And it was doing a lot of things, like it took away all that brain fog and all the issues with the COVID. But it wasn't the 39. I kept moving it around and couldn't find it. So I prayed about it. And I said, Lord, you're going to have to tell me where to put this patch because I'm just not feeling like it's doing anything for me. So he told me to put it on my back about 2 inches below my bra line. And I put it there and I felt this like electric, like a little vibrating in my back. And I said, I found it. And that was long before I found out about what Joy did. It was actually, I think, last August. So since then, it's done a whole lot for me as far as helping me to feel better and helping me to heal more. And it's funny because I see people, like I'm 76, okay, but I see people and like especially men will say, what's going on with you? I've known you for 15 years and you still look the same. What's going on with you? You you look the same that you did 20 years ago. And I had this lady in my water aerobics class. She was hilarious. She said, you have no wrinkles. What are you doing? And I said, and I was putting a whole lot of aloe vera on at night. Every night I was putting that on. Okay, I need to put it on again. I'm getting some wrinkles back. But anyway, I told her about the X39 and she was really curious, but she wasn't ready to like buy anything yet. So a couple months ago, before I went on my trip, we got together and she got some, she's a preferred customer. Okay. So she got some and she started her husband on it. And she just told me last week, we were talking and she said, my husband's been wearing them for 2 months, but she said, you need to know the whole story. And I said, what's the story? She said, he has prostate cancer. And last fall, they did his, whatever that
PSA.
test is.
PSA.
Yeah, and his PSA was 11. And she said, now the higher it gets, the worse it is. So this is like first stage. And I said, okay. And she said, well, when he started the patches 2 months ago, his PSA was still the 11. But she said he just had it done yesterday and it's 8 now. And she's so excited. And she has a bunch of relatives that actually need to probably use it too. So
We
that,
all do.
There's really
Yeah.
nobody who doesn't need to use this, quite honestly.
I know,
but-
really, but they have some serious issues.
Oh, Well,
So
thank you so
it's
much,
really-
Sue. Those are fantastic. So helpful. And I love that you kind of sprinkled in a variety of things. And then Cindy, if you wouldn't mind sharing and unmuting yourself.
Yeah. So I kind of follow that story too, as in everyone. I had in 2019, so I'd had Hashimoto's, but in 2019, I went on a camping trip and I ended up with Lyme disease and E. coli, same trip, almost died and became very, very ill, spent, I don't know how much money on natural things. I went to Mexico, all over the world trying to get treatment. I when you don't have your health, you don't realize, it was like I would just spend anything. I tease people and I say, if they would have told me that I could drink horse urine and it would have worked, I would have done it, kind of thing. And so someone shared these patches with me and I just couldn't it didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand. And I let them sit on my desk for a year until I got, like Tracey, so desperate. I am a one patch wonder is what they call, I guess, because literally I put it on that morning and by that evening. So most people don't understand or have heard about, it's called vasculitis autoimmune. And it is deadly. It can kill you. It's where your body thinks that all of your connective tissue is a foreign body, sort of starts attacking you. So everybody's had the flu where it's so bad you go get in that hot tub as hot as you can stand it and it'll take it away for 45 minutes afterwards. That's how I felt 24 hours a day. It was constant. It was always the level of pain, not if I had it, but the level. I put it on probably at 9 in the morning, and at 5 o'clock that night, I had no more pain, and I've had no pain since. Zero. In fact, I am way down on the pain medication I was taking. I am hoping to be completely off of my pain medication. And it's a week now. It's not the pain. It's an addictive. If you've been on it for so long, your body just becomes addicted. So it's just getting off of it, right? I'm just weaning myself slowly. So, within 3 months of using the patches, I went to the RA specialist up at Virginia Mason, the specialist, and I no longer have vasculitis.
Yeah.
I have both a positive result and the negative result. So it cured, which they say is uncurable. So I was looking at going on, the only treatment that they have medically, supposedly, is to take immune depressants. Now, I don't know if anybody understands what immune depressants are, but what that means is I'm wearing a mask. It means I'm in a bubble. It means I don't go outside. It's COVID times 1,000, right? It's that no social life. I was putting a will together. I mean, I'm going to cry because this saved my life. And it has been the most profound thing. You're right. Anyone from 30 on absolutely needs these patches. And it's not just been me. And since then, so I started in February and now I was living on allergy medicine. I take no allergy medicine anymore. My eyesight's getting better. I mean, it's so much. I can't even, it's almost hard to believe how much better that I am, right? I'm a new person. It's changed my life completely. It's funny because I told my husband, I'm not gonna get better. So about a month into wearing them, I'm not gonna get better and then live with this old fart, right? So I was like, so I started making him wear them. And it's funny because we did and Tracey will explain it. We did a gut regeneration. Both of us needed it, and I still need it again because I did so much damage with the E. coli. I didn't do it. The bacteria did. Anyway, my husband lost 12 pounds and he's diabetic, type 2, and he dropped his A1C 5 points in 18 days.
Yay.
Yeah.
We love
And
it.
now, yep, right. And now he has employees at work walking up to him. He just came home yesterday and he's like, you know what? Like, Thadra from work came up to me and she's like, you work outside every day and you're in the sun every day and you're getting younger. What is going on? And like, she couldn't believe it. She's like, wait a minute, you're getting younger, not older. And he's like, My wife makes me wear these things. Yeah, it's true. It's
And a
true.
good
And my
wife you are,
kitty, I don't
Cindy.
know how much time you have. I can share my kitty story, but it works on
Oh, sure.
animals
If you
too.
want to share your kitty story real quick, that's
I
great.
would love to. Not to take so much time, but my kitty had been diagnosed with cancer in January. I started wearing the patches in February, and in March, April, I think ish, all his hair started to fall out. And when I mean fall out, like he would lay in a spot and it looked like someone had taken a shaver to him. I mean, like it was bad. And he had these big sores on him. I have pictures. And I took him to the vet and they said, you know, if he's still eating and drinking, just know your time with him is very, very short. And I said, okay. And there's like, you know, we could, you know, spend thousands. It was like $2,500, but he's older. He's like 14, 15. And she was like, you know, I don't know if you want to spend all that. We can't guarantee it'll do anything. So I came home and I started putting my used patches. So not new, but mine that I wore the day before, I started putting on him. Within 2 days, the hair stopped falling out. Within a week, the sore started healing. Within 2 weeks, the hair started growing back in. And we are now, that was what, April-ish. He is now an entirely different cat. He couldn't jump up on our bed. He couldn't climb up and down our stairs. He didn't play anymore, nothing. He gets the zoomies now. He's like a 5-year-old. I mean,
Nice
I've
and
got to show
cute.
you. I just got to bring him someday and show you, Tracy, what he looks like now.
Oh,
He's
I want to
actually got a
see.
shine to his coat.
Ah,
And I
thank
tell
you.
people,
Thank you.
animals don't understand placebo effect. So it's not a
No, they
placebo
don't.
effect.
Yeah, they sure don't. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Cindy. It's
sorry
always
it took
fun
so long.
hearing everybody's story and just life changing. Great stuff. So, let me go back here real quick and see, because I think, okay, so what we want to share with you is there is a fantastic website, and you know, you're going to hear a lot of things tonight and you're probably not going to remember everything. So you can go to this website at your leisure. It is fantastic. More importantly though, if you have someone you want to share this with, you don't ever have to do a PowerPoint like what Cammie and I are doing tonight. You can just share this website and let people, you can even walk them through the website or they can do it themselves. But there's some great things on here. The power of the patch. There are some really great videos, doctors, this acupuncture doctor, the one here in the upper right corner, Dr. Pamela, I learned so much from her. She taught me that what these patches are doing is very, very similar to what acupressure is doing. It's all about moving energy in the body, unblocking blocked energy. Blocked energy is pain. And they're moving toxins out of the body. Same exact thing that these patches are doing. She loves them because she now sends her patients home with these so they can continue accelerating their repair rather than waiting once a month or so to see her. But these were originally developed by David Schmidt for the US Navy SEALs. They pushed their bodies. They were living on stimulants, and sadly, some of them had amphetamines and they were being kicked out of the military after all that expansive training. And jokingly, the team, he developed a bunch of energy systems for the mini subs down in San Diego, challenged him, and they said, why don't you work on firing up our guys, power them up, help them? And he said, you know what, let's talk about another grant. I'm working on something right now with some scientists and I think we can do this. So he did. And in 2019, history was made. Nobody's ever been able to do anything that brings back those incredible, powerful regenerative cells. But he did it. First time ever. They ended up in the hands of professional athletes. Michael Phelps, you see him here with his arms in the air. When he won all of those swimming medals for the US in Beijing, he was wearing these patches on his stomach. David Beckham, soccer great, wears them on his chest. Venus and Serena Williams wear them on their wrists. Many of our high performance athletes, and I am told the Kansas City Chiefs often wear these too. So who knows, maybe I had a hand in winning a Super Bowl for them. But I'm going to show you, because of the FDA, you know, we're not really able to make any claims or tell you things, but we can show you pictures of other people's experiences. No promises you're going to experience this, but I don't know how many of you want to go down the hill skiing as a snowboarder on your face. But if you did, just know this fella had really quick results. Look at that. He had a job interview. Luckily, his mom had those patches. This is showing you scar remodeling. This is an open heart surgery scar. And you can see that first image, July of 2017. 1 year later, Mother Nature's healing job. Pretty impressive, you know, for 1 year there. But look at the patches difference in 1 month, how different that scar looks. That collagen has filled in and remodeled that scar. You probably heard of somebody and known somebody who's had bulging discs. We hear about this often, but we don't always know what that looks like. So I like this. This was during the clinical trials of X39. This is a degenerative spinal cord on the left. And where you see the indentations, that is that term bone on bone. That means pain. Those, you know, side bones on each side are touching because it doesn't have enough cushioning. The actual bulging disc is between C7 and T1. If you see a black round thing pushing into that spinal cord, that is pain. That's big, big pain. This here on the right is that same patient a few months later, and it's all regenerated. That is the power of collagen, joint lubrication, pretty great. This lady had a spinal alignment result in about 4 weeks using a combination of the X39 and Ice Wave, the pain blocker that is blocking the nerve pain communication. And Cami will talk about that in a bit. This is showing you the difference of anti-aging. Both of these people would stay looking like them on the left side here, their first image, if this were anti-aging. But this is age reversal, and what a difference, you know, a few months makes. For John on the left here, Dr. Harmon, he's a brain health doctor. Cami and I and Carla were all friends with him, and he, in 14 months, his natural hair color actually even came back. And Mandy over here, she's from Australia. She looks like, you know, started out looking like grandma. Then she looks like the mom. Now she looks like the daughter. This is a lady, you can just see it in her eyes. I mean, look at the vitality. She is a happier person. She is looking good and feeling good. This is showing you collagen, hyaluronic acid, when we bring those back in the body, you know, that sagging, what they sometimes term a turkey neck. Look at the varicose veins. The collagen fills in. Of course, the veins remain, but we just get that padding back to make those unsightly veins so much prettier. And this fella, can you imagine the changed life he has? And I always say, I bet he can get a lot more exciting dates these days after that. But this I love because this is really better than Botox. And you really don't want to put botulism in your head, especially near your brain. That's bad stuff, right? But let Mother Nature do what our body was designed and bring this back and let your body make yourself look younger again on its own. This is hormone regulation. This young lady here, 6 weeks. She went from that hormonal cystic acne. I was that girl at her age and beyond because of my hormonal imbalances. Finally, at 56, my hormones got into balance. Wish I had these patches way back when. And you can see the difference in the head of hair here. That's about 5 weeks for this fellow. And this is an autoimmune issue. And this guy goes from looking like grandpa to young hot dude. And Cami and I kept debating. I swore these were two separate people, but it's the same guy after a year. Pretty fantastic. This one I think is really remarkable because this lady went through radiation treatments, and this was June 6th. You can see the pain and the discomfort. I believe what she's probably wearing there between her eyebrows is our beloved aloe vera that really supercharges that collagen. She's probably wearing X39 and Eon as well. But look at her progression there on June 23rd. Isn't that just a remarkable? I mean, that's only what, 2.5 weeks. But look at this, June 30th. That is a beautiful result. And that is the body repairing itself with the aid of these patches. When we age, our brain also ages and we begin losing neurons. That starts around age 30. And that is that cognitive decline that so many of us know about. And Eric's dad, when I heard this study, this woman here is a 77-year-old lady with dementia. And this is what spurred me on. And the day that I had Joy in the car coming back from her brain doctor that, you know, dashed her hopes of bringing her brain back with modern medicine, she was listening. I had her listen because this woman's results are amazing. And it gave me hope for Eric's dad. My father-in-law, after 90 days, the words started coming back. 5 months later, he no longer has Alzheimer's and he is telling jokes and living a great life in his 80s. Only because of these patches, I'll tell you. But what you're looking at here is a brain mapping EEG study, and they had about 50 participants. And what they did is they hooked them up to EEG probes and measured heat and response in the brain. So that session 1 is baseline. No patches have been applied to her yet. Where you see orange and red, that is inflammation in the brain. That's putting pressure on those blood vessels. That makes that blood flow very, very slow, and that makes cognition very declined. Session 2, she has now worn X39 for 3 weeks. You can see the body has made its adjustment. The body is so remarkably smart. And that is now a cold brain from a hot brain. That's not a perfectly balanced brain yet, but the body's working on it. And the next session is 6 weeks in total. That is a perfectly balanced brain. She now has 80% on one side and 20% on the other, and her brain coherence is greatly improved. And she's functioning at a much higher level. Pretty great. But as Cindy told you, her kitty had a great result, but they've been using these on racehorses for many years. They've been using the human design patches for these animals and with great results. And I've even heard of a bird. I forget the whole story of the bird, but it was a beautiful speaking bird that had stopped speaking and came back. I believe it was speaking in a few weeks. But any kind of animal. But this little dog here, Brutus, is my friend's dog, and he's a 14-year-old black lab. And I knew he had a lot of arthritis, and I told Terry, you know what? Don't throw away your old patches. Put him on Brutus on his bed where he sleeps, or tape him on the inside of his collar, because I know this will help him. And I hear so many dogs that act like puppies again. They get really excited and they start jumping around. And what happened was, I did not know Brutus had gone blind from diabetes. The picture on the left was December 21st of 2022. The picture on the right, and I have a hard time even believing this, but that was December 28th of that same year, 2022. That is a brown eye with a pupil, and he starts following her around the house. He regained his vision. She called me crying. We both cried together. We were so excited. But the most exciting thing for our personal family, I suppose having Eric's dad not have the Alzheimer's anymore is a pretty great deal. But this gut regeneration system I want to share is life-changing for our family, and so many people I've shared it with, because I learned from a molecular biology professor that the copper, GHK copper peptide, helps break down fat cells. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. But then I listened to a metaphysician doctor who treats her patients looking at the root cause of their imbalance. And she's very well known for helping with anxiety and depression and a lot of mental health issues. But how she has been treating those patients for many years is through their stomach, because your stomach really is your second brain. They're very interconnected. So our bodies absorb nutrients, and that signals the brain that everything is well. We are getting our nutrients, we are doing well, and life is grand. But as soon as that brain doesn't get the nutrient messaging, that brain starts to go a little haywire and overloads and is sending out signals of anxiety, can be depression, because the nutrients aren't reaching the brain. So she began using these patches on her stomach. You can see here these 4 patches on the right. And for 18 days, she used these. And what it's doing is it's helping to do a lot of great things in the body. But essentially, she lost 33 inches all over her body in 18 days. She did not do measure or weight, because she didn't want this to be about weight loss. She wanted this to be about gut health. So what these patches are doing is they are repairing gut imbalance. They are detoxifying, and they are reducing inflammation. They are balancing hormones, controlling cravings. And this is my bonus daughter, Eric's daughter, Angie, at our beach house. Golly, why does that keep changing? don't know what's happening here. But she was in her worst state here. She was insomniac, anxiety, depression at her largest of her life, and really in a bad way. And she kept throwing up. She thought she had the flu, turned out to be GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. I told her about these 4 patches. I said, hey, Ange, do you want to try this? I have them with me. And she said, let's do it. So we put these on her. She wore them for 18 days. We are moving them around on the stomach. And if anyone wants to do them, we'll give you more explicit instruction. But these skinny jeans are the same girl here. She lost 35 pounds in 18 days. And in December, look at this beautiful face and a much happier, high confidence girl who now sleeps, doesn't have her anxiety or her depression. She has now gone on to lose 70 pounds total. So that is my most exciting one because I don't know, just really changed her life. And it makes me so happy to see her doing so well. But I'm going to switch spots with Cammie now. And she is going to walk you through the use of the patches and some detailing on that.
Hello. It says Tracey Flintoff is talking, but it's me. So yeah, I'm honored to share this with you. So the stem cell activation patches that we've been talking about is mainly the X39. That is the one that came out in 2018 and literally changed Marcy's life and many thousands of people's lives. But the company's been around for 20 years, as Tracey said, and they started with the energy enhancer patches and every few years came out with the same technology, but different patches. So right here we have the first stem cell activation patch or wearable repair cell patch that causes your body to make GHK copper peptide. And then the other one is X49. That one came out. That was the last patch that came out in 2019. And since then, we've had some other technology come out as well. So these patches are incredible, but if somebody was only choosing one, the X39 patch would be the one that we would start people with our next patch that I'll share with you on the next screen. But the X39 causes your body to make pluripotent stem cells. Well, we can't say that. We can say X39 raises your GHK copper levels in your body. When the GHK is present in your body, studies have proven that it helps your body release pluripotent stem cells. So then there's the X49. That one helps your body release specialized stem cells that are helpful for your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your bones. And the two together provide some protection from electromagnetic fields like Wi-Fi and 5G and stuff like that. So pretty incredible. We have support patches for many different reasons. And so the Eon patch is an incredible patch. We highly recommend to pair that with the X39. So what we've learned about the body is that you know how inflammation is like the beginning of disease. And we all have inflammation, but this Eon patch can help dial down inflammation so that GHK copper peptide that's created when our body is wearing that X39 that GHK copper peptide can go repair and regenerate our bodies instead of getting burned out in the inflammation. So glutathione is our body's major antioxidant. We need a ton of it in our bodies. And if you know of anybody who's maybe fighting germs, bacteria, or they say, oh, I need to do a detox, or my liver isn't doing so great, or anything like that, my first thought is, oh my goodness, I would want to help them with the regenerative abilities of the X39 and the Eon, but then glutathione comes very soon after that. It jumpstarts the body's ability to detox and go after germs and bacteria. Carnosine is another antibacterial, not antibacterial. It goes after aluminum in the brain. It's very, very good support for your brain health and muscles. Really, really good. SP6 helps all of your internal organs work better. If you think of your pancreas, your kidneys, your intestines even, it's very, very helpful. But my favorite part about this is that it helps balance hormones and helps your thyroid regenerate. And well, okay, there's another one. It helps your hypothalamus of your brain. So it is part of that gut regeneration system that Tracey just talked about. And it helps you feel satisfied for longer. So those cravings of anything, cravings of chocolate, cravings of nicotine or whatever, it kind of helps your brain not need those things. The energy enhancer is the original patch, the granddaddy of them all, developed over 20 years ago. And that still is incredible. It helps your lymphatic fluids to flow. It flushes your lymphatic system, and it also triggers your cells to burn fat as fuel and gives you that boost of energy, because fat is a better source of energy than carbs. So pretty amazing. Silent nights cause our body to get a better night's sleep by bumping up our melatonin levels. And again, all this is the same technology and all natural. This nothing in the patches. It's causing your body to create with light. It's causing your body to trigger to make things, just like walking out into the sunlight causes your body to make vitamin D. These patches reflect your body light to make these different things that go, oh, I'm going to make cool stuff. Ice Wave is a little bit different though. Ice Wave is it's a 2-patch system, and when you find the right placement of those patches, it stops the barking pain message from those nerves to the brain. So it's really fun. I absolutely love helping people with Ice Wave, but it helps reset the nervous system a little bit, because when you don't have that barking pain message, then your brain can actually go to repair and send your body a little bit of help to repair things, because you're not in fight or flight or pain all the time. So that's a beautiful patch. Alavita is probably, Tracey says, one of her favorite patches. And it is incredible. We tend to wear this one at night because one of the recommended places for it is on your third eye or on your frontal part of your forehead. Yeah, between your eyebrows. Thank you. The frontal part of your head. Okay. So this patch is amazing. It again stimulates your body to create a peptide that is really good at boosting your cartilage, your collagen, and your skin. It's just amazing. And we also have a wonderful day cream and a wonderful night cream. Really, really, really high quality natural creams. And so there's this deal, and this only shows one envelope of Alavita, but it's actually 2 packs of Alavita, a day cream and a night cream, for $150. And I don't know about you, but if it's a screaming deal for very, very high quality products. So I did put these flyers in the chat for you already. Please let us know if you need it emailed to you. But yeah, so here's what we do. We can tell you that the wholesale price of those stem cell activation patches, or the X39, X49, is $149. We love to help people get retail pricing. And so this is where we would turn you to the person who invited you to this call and say, hey, help them learn what they would want to, we talk about what you're going through, and we help build a customized one-time wholesale package. And what this does is it opens up or unlocks wholesale pricing for you forever. So this isn't a monthly fee that you're looking at. This is a wholesale pack, and we help you build the pack with based on your needs. So for example, a silver kit is great for one person. And what I like to do is typically understand what their health needs are, what their goals are. And then I usually build a pack with one X39 and 5 support pack, or 4 support packs in there, so that the next month they just have an order of one X39, and they have support packs that help get them through to the next month for one person. The gold kit is fantastic for 2 people, and it goes on from there. The platinum kit or the diamond kit, if you have a lot of people in your life and you want to become their patch dealer, you certainly can, and sell them at retail if you like. But diamond kit is really great for somebody who has a practice or an office where they have clients, and you can introduce this technology to them and earn a little thank you check, or a little bit of the difference between wholesale and retail. Pretty fantastic. So we always, always, always recommend that you use this technology for 1 month for every decade that you've been alive. It's not your quick fix. Cindy had great results, and she calls herself a one patch wonder, and many people do. But we also want to help give your body an opportunity. So I don't want to set up the expectation that you're going to be fine after you use this for a week. You will be so much better. But there's a lot that we all have things that our body needs to repair. So plan on 1 month for every decade that you've been alive, at least, with the X39. And again, like I said, we like to help people with the X39 and Eon at first, because chances are you're listening to a health and wellness seminar this evening because you might have a little inflammation going on. So just saying, if you're curious and you're here, you have some inflammation most likely. So we all do. So yeah, this is where we would love to turn this open for questions. Oh, there's more. Get back with the person who invited you.
But I think if you keep going, you're going to come to the promotion.
I have a question.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, we have one more exciting thing we wanted to share. This started yesterday. And so how this silver pack is about $299. If you purchase $295 or more, or upgrade to a silver or above, this includes if you purchase a silver pack, right? We will give you a free support pack of your choice. So all of those extra packs we just talked about, and you're like, ooh, I have this and I need that, and oh, I wanted this, and oh, I'd like to try that. This is a pretty special deal. So the support packs retail for $79. if you are to purchase them as a wholesale customer, they are $69 for one, $59 if you buy two, $49 if you buy three or more. So it's at least a $50 deal for if you purchase in the next week. So just a little incentive there.
You can just hit these really quick.
Okay, so then our podcast. So if you want to invite a friend to learn more about this, or you're on this learning journey and you still, I absolutely highly recommend going to a website called thepatchingpodcast.com. And that's where you'll see these screens, and you will you can click on these pictures and it takes you to those Zoom calls at those times. Dr. Tracey is by far one of my favorite people to listen to because she's very technical. She interviews doctors and other people who are using this. She's very clear and is a doctor herself. On Mondays and Thursdays, there's a patching podcast, meaning you'll hear 2 or 3 people's stories. You'll gain information about the patches, and it's a great way to invite a friend to watch this with you, and you don't have to be an expert. But Wednesdays are Marcy's call like this, but she is very generous, and if you bring guests, you make sure that your guests sign up and they are entered to win. And she usually gives away about 5 or 6 sleeves. And I just saw that she's interviewing some former NFL players who have been using the patch tomorrow as part of that patch party. So Tracey and I do this call every Tuesday night. However, in a couple weeks, in Tuesday on the 25th, we will be here in Buckley live. But every Wednesday, right? Bonnie Lake, Buckley, it's all super close. And then every Wednesday night, or 4 p.m. Pacific time, Marcy's there to share. So there's lots of opportunities for you to share this with your friends. So this company is growing tremendously. So this is the time. Don't keep it a secret. I know I talked with Karen. She's on the call just before this, and she just mentioned she had a sign up, and she said everybody was clamoring for more information about this product. Like, how amazing is that? And we are growing around the world. So this is a wonderful thing. And honestly, I had friends this week. I had friends today in tears of joy thanking me for sharing this with them because it has changed their lives. Like, what a beautiful thing. And I know Cindy's nodding her head. This has changed her life. And it just gives me goosebumps. Like, I can't not share it with my friends. So anyways, somebody had a question.
I did.
Yes,
Do you
Carmen.
have to use these patches the rest of your life?
No.
So how long does the average
Until you
person use
get the
them?
result you're looking for.
Yes.
So, if you have a goal, when you realize that goal's been achieved, then you can start tapering down. You can stop using them entirely. We recommend you do some sort of maintenance, because why start aging again and, allow your body to go through that decline, but it's certainly not a requirement.
No. Okay, Key. I will do that for you if Tracey has your email. Yeah, so the Dr. Tracey loves to say, sure, like, it's not gonna, like, let's say the patches help your liver to repair. As soon as you stop wearing the patches, it's not going to automatically disintegrate or something, but the natural process is, it's not going to take away the repairs that have been done. The natural aging process is just going to start. So it's not like the world is going to fall apart or anything. So so she says, stop wearing the patches when you want to start aging. Now, she doesn't use all the patches every day. None of us use all the patches every day. And we target those areas like the gut regeneration challenge. We will do that. I will go through it when I feel a little cruddy and I feel like I need to detox. I will use those patches for a season, and then I won't. Then I don't need them all the time. You know, if you use, so I use, my main one is X39 now. I've gotten a lot of inflammation out of my body. When I have some aches and pains, I wear the Eon. So it's not but the X39 is my go-to. Yeah.
And what we do is anybody who does want to purchase, we will work with you and customize a kit for exactly what you're dealing with. And we'll help you phase them in so that your body goes through a gradual detox. We all need to detox in the environment we live in. I don't care how healthy we think we are. We all need some level of detox, but there is a process that we can go through and make that a painless process. It's a good thing when you get that stuff out. Really good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Well, we are so appreciative of you guys joining us, and truly our pleasure. And it really is Cammie's and my purpose. We just feel that this is such a gift, and it's a crime shame that most of America does not know about this. And they, sadly get sold a bill of goods when they get all these little brown bottles lining up their bathroom counters. And that is just the wrong path. And our bodies, like I keep saying, really were designed very, very geniusly to repair themselves. And a lot of countries embrace this. Ironically, this is shipped out of San Diego. You saw the countries, 80 countries around the world, where a lot of people embrace this and their governments are for this. Sadly, ours is not. Ours is very, much in protection of the FDA, which is why we have to speak around these things gingerly. And it's why you don't know about it. This has been out there for 20 years. Everyone should know about this. It's a crying shame they don't. So we feel very passionate that it's our job to share. And there's nothing more that I love than getting a text from a friend of mine's cousin who has a type of a condition known as the suicide disease, because the pain is so great that she lives with every day. This poor woman's had it for 7 years. She barely can walk. And in about 2 weeks, she's getting pain relief for the first time of her life. And 75% of the people that live with that disease that she has end up committing suicide. The pain is so great. And she's getting pain relief. So there's no money in the world that can, give you that kind of joy and happiness. And, when you see a blind dog that sees again, and, I have people who run up and down stairs now who couldn't even do stairs. These are changed lives, and it's really fun to be able to do this. So we're just grateful to have everybody here tonight. And if anyone has questions, do reach out. We're happy to help.
Can I say something really quick for Carmen? Sure. It's not like if I don't wear a patch tomorrow, I just don't notice the difference. But I'm having to, on prescription medications, you can't just stop. It's so different than the medical pharma that we are so accustomed to, that our bodies become addicted to, that, I would love to have just been able to stop like that, but they were like, oh, no, you're going to get really sick. So these patches are wonderful, absolutely wonderful, because it's not anything chemical. And so it's just it's something that your body's doing. I don't mean to overtalk, but I understand that fear is because we're so ingrained and so trained that once you start a medication, can you just stop taking it? And we have to stop thinking medication and think of cellular level healing, I think. And I hope I don't overstep my bounds by saying that, but I was ready to go to Crete to go for treatment and spend, $150,000, because what's my house if I can't live in it and I'm dead in the grave? Doesn't mean anything to me. And then these people come along and change my life.
We love
I'll
you.
stop,
Love
sorry.
that.
I, I mean, it's life changing. I can't say it any other way.
No, and the beautiful thing too, Cindy, is that if you choose to share it with your friends and you do have anybody who purchases that wholesale pack, the company will send you a thank you check for referring your friends and family. So, and
I mean, how wonderful is that? I go and refer people to
It's a win-win.
Safeway and I never get a thank you. Or, a product, or a hair something, or a shampoo, or I never,
love it.
we've all done it. We've all been there.
Yeah, love it.
Sure.
Well, thank you guys. It's wonderful to see you all. So,
Okay, everyone, have a great night.
yes,
I
Thank
hope
you.
to see you back
Night.
next Tuesday.
yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.